I'm Onyambu taking you through English, and today we are going to cover the poetry aspect of our language. Today we are going to look into details on how we can look at a poem, analyze it, and above all be able to answer the questions in a poem. One of the things that we'll have to have a look at is that poetry is one of the areas in the paper too that is major research actually, and it has a lot of aspects that can help one understand language well. Not only understanding the language, but poetry can help you express ideas, express observations in real life in the best way. So having an aspect of reading the poem very well and understanding it, you have to have enough experience that will help you. Should it come in an exam, you will be able to analyze the questions very, very well. As well as you will be able to look at poems from various backgrounds out there. Poems that deal with culture, environment, poems that deal with health, poems that deal with death, as well as development and other forms. Examples of poems that you've come across all the way from Form 1 to Form 4. Can you be able to remember a poem that goes with the title Drawing Water from the Well? Or can you be able to remember the poem Freedom Song, La Popo, all the way in Form 2, The Grass Will Grow? Stanley Meets Mutesa, The Allergy, The Outcast. There was a poem about the letter of contract worker. Those are among the poems that you've come across as you moved along in our reading of poetry in English paper 2. I will have to point out here that it is very, very vital that you have familiarize yourself with many poems as possible. Try as much as you can to understand the message each poem gives out. Above all, make sure that you understand a poem that is set in a national exam and how do you go about it in answering the questions. Therefore, knowing how you handle a poem and the way you actually react to the questions is a very, very important aspect. Just by the way, let's define a poem in this context as a piece of writing arranged in lines of a stanza or a verse in a pattern of lines and of sounds which often rhyme, expressing deep thoughts, emotions, and experiences in words that excite one's imagination out there. You can still define a poem as a piece of creative writing in verse form, especially when expressing a deep feelings or thoughts in a beautiful language, and it is composed to communicate an experience out there. Categories of poems. Over time, you've come up to realize that we have two broad categories of poems. We have the free verse poem and we have the oral poem. For this lesson, we are going to look at a free verse poem out there. What do we mean by a free verse form? I will have to mention something on the background of poems. Poems, although we have had them in our traditional setup, we had them in form of a song. But initially, way back in Europe, poems are developed and the people were expressing their thoughts in a very summarized, brief moment using poems. Therefore, one of the ways that poems have grown and developed over time is that we moved away from the traditional way of writing poems to a free verse poem out there. And these poems are written with a deep expression of a certain feeling towards a certain aspects in life. These free verse poems range from the traditional way of writing poems that go in line with meter, stressed and unstressed syllables in line of a poem, as well as the rhyme itself. The free verse poems come out in various themes. And the themes move along as much as we have in our literature study of poems. I have an example there of a poem, and this poem I want to caution that it is just a one stanza poem, although the slides are two out there. But as you write it, note it down, note it as a one stanza poem. And I'll take you through that poem. poem reads, when in a great city, I know that I despair. I know there is no hope for us. Death waits. It is useless to care for all the people that are flesh of my flesh. I that am flesh of their flesh. When I see the iron hooked into their faces, their poor, their fearful faces, I scream in my soul, for I know I cannot take the iron hooks out of their faces that make them so drawn, nor cut the invisible wires of steel that pull them back and forth to work, back and forth to work, like a fearful corpse, like fishes hooked and being played by some malignant fisherman on an unseen shore where he does not choose to land them, yet hooked fishes of the factory world. That is our poem, a poem about city life. What do I say about a poem like this? If you encounter a poem like this in our analysis out there, this is what you want to take into consideration even before you look at the questions that are there. Number one, does the poem have a title? And this poem has a title out there, City Life. Now, move through the stanzas. Had it had more than one stanza, you will have moved from stanza 1 to 2, 3, and last, and see what is the message there. But in our poem, it is only a one stanza poem out there. And therefore, what does the stanza say in relation to our title, The City Life? Then you realize that indeed, the poet is focusing on one aspect of the city life. How do people in city life look like? He says the people in the city life are in despair. And they don't have any hope for us. And they look at the city life as a place where death waits for each and every one of us who goes out there. And they continue to say there are poor people that are flesh of my flesh, that I am flesh of their flesh. And when I see an iron hooked in their faces, what does the poet mean by saying iron hooked in their faces? He looks at their faces and sees a fear, sees a situation whereby people are not able to take themselves out of it because they are confined. They are forced by things that go on in the city that make them have no way to move. Just like he moves on to say that the hook is like that of the corpse, like fishes, the way they are hooked and being played. Now, I'll take a time out there to make us understand why the poet uses this metaphor, corpse-like fishes out there. There is one thing again I want to say before I explain that in poetry we are allowed to use words that in English, normal English grammar, we don't. We know we don't have the word fishes out there. But because of poetic liberty, they are allowed to use words, exaggerate some words, cut a few words in order to make a message pass or have what is called the meter within a line of a stanza of a poem. Therefore, corpse-like fishes hooked and being played. A hook is supposed to be normally in the lake. People around the lake understand that a hook is something that they use actually together with a rod to actually catch the fish from the sea. And once the fish has actually eaten the hook, the bait, therefore they are hooked forever. They cannot get out of it. And that is what the poet is trying to tell us out there, that the way people move back and forth to work is like they are hooked. Their entire life comprise them there. And lastly, he says that we are hooked of the factory world, in the industry world, the world where we are supposed to be working, and it is in the city life
that in the city, that industries are there. Not only we look at it in terms of manufacturing, but even in terms of white-collar jobs, where we have people going to work every morning, in the evening they get out. In the morning they go. Others go beyond, even throughout the night they are working. And that is the way the poet tries as much as he can to actually do what? To actually make us understand the way city life is. Let me say something here. This is a poem about a persona who takes one aspect of city life, the way he looks at the city, and compares it with the way people react to it. In the next lesson, we are going to look at how the questions that can come from such a question. I want to thank you for this moment, for taking time to listen to my lesson. Thank you and goodbye.